Celebrity Tyra Banks has launched a new dessert, hot ice cream. Over 350,000 students in Japan have missed school this year, which is a new record. And a nurse in Germany got life in prison after killing 10 patients to reduce the workload. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in production daily, 5 days a week. Weird news. Here we go. Celebrity Tyra Banks has launched a new dessert. It's hot ice cream. Now, normally I don't like to shill for celebrities. I think they have enough money and they don't need me to promote their products. But when the products are weird and or dumb, I feel the need to cover them. Perhaps you recall a very famous celebrity product that I covered. Very weird. It was a candle that smelled like some famous woman's punani. I don't remember her name, but this is what celebrities tend to do. They like to market stupid products because they're not very smart people. They can't come up with anything good. When's the last time we've had a George Foreman grill celebrity product? That thing was awesome. Since then, it's been all downhill. Paul Newman provided some salad dressing. Still does. He's passed away, but he's got his Newman's Own dressing. That's a great product. That's useful. Who could use a candle that smells like somebody's genitalia? Or hot ice cream, for crying out loud. But let me not prejudge the hot ice cream. Maybe it's a refreshing product. It doesn't sound like it would be. The article begins by asking, is it possible to be so hot that you're cool? Tyra Banks is about to test that out. The former supermodel turned entrepreneur has an entrepreneur. That's a good one. She's announced that she's launching hot ice cream. If you're wondering what that is exactly, you are not alone. Now, first off, you should know that Tyra Banks has her own ice cream company called Smize and Dream, and she has a shop in Australia. According to her website, she came up with the idea of hot ice cream in honor of her mother, Carolyn London. Now, I'm going to save you all the dull details about how her and her mother came up with the idea of hot ice cream when they were having ice cream in a Honda Accord. Really stupid. But it all inspired the former supermodel to announce the world's first hot ice cream experience, which I don't think is accurate. I think we've all had a hot ice cream experience, and it was because, somewhere along the way we screwed up. We left the pint of ice cream on the kitchen counter for far too long, forgot to put it back in the freezer, or perhaps, we passed out from booze with a bowl of ice cream in our lap at the beach. I'm not saying that was me, but it might have been. Now, according to Tyra Banks' website, the hot ice cream experience, it's not a latte, not a hot chocolate, but your favorite scoops transformed into liquid hot ice cream. Sippable, baby. She calls the product Hot Mama. Well, what a genius invention, huh? A warm milkshake. Got it. Wow, that's just mind-blowing. And I assume you're going to charge more for it because, it's a celebrity product. We always have to pay more for stupid celebrity products because their face or their name is on it. Who's your target audience for the warm milk with sugar? I'd like to know. Is it dumb people with a sweet tooth? What's next? Hot iced tea? Is that what you're going to follow up with? Hey, guys, I got hot iced tea. You mean tea? Just tea? No, it's hot iced tea. I take an iced tea and I heat it up. Now, this article says the internet's been very confused. Some even turned a cold shoulder towards this new product, which is reportedly set to launch in the U.S. very soon. One person wrote on social media, Tyra, what the hell are you talking about? We need more details. What's the matter? You need more details? You can't piece this together? It's a hot-ass milkshake. You could just read the description. I guess some people can't read. Another person queried, is this a warm milkshake? Yeah, that's what it is. It's a warm milkshake. And let me tell you, it's boundary pushing as far as sweets goes. It totally blows away hot Jell-O. I don't know if you've had hot Jell-O, but this is much, much tastier. Ice cream? Imagine ice cream you can eat through a straw. Sip through a straw? Oh, you mean a warm milkshake? Oh, stop calling it that. It's not a warm milkshake. My article ends with a quote about the product. Unlike traditional ice cream or hot chocolate, it is intentionally churned and warmed to create a creamy, dreamy consistency that can be sipped from a cup. The U.S. launch is slated for this wintertime, and it aims to introduce fans to this unique dessert experience, which has already gone viral in Australia. Australia, you let me down. This has gone viral in your country. Are you all right? People in Australia are like, wait, melted ice cream in a cup, you sip it? Like, what could this be? This sounds amazing. I'm going to pour it in a kangaroo pouch and sip it out of there with a long straw. Ice cream melted? What? What's this? What is this? It's a miracle, I tell you. It's a miracle. And if you've experienced and enjoyed the new phenomenon called hot ice cream, then you might enjoy our new refreshing beverage. Have a glass of hot ice. Wait, you mean just lukewarm water in a cup? No, silly. This isn't lukewarm water. This is hot ice. Over 350,000 students in Japan have missed school this year. This is a new record. I'm not sure if it's a world record or just a record for Japan. Nonetheless, it does sound like a concerning situation. Let's find out why all these kids are missing school in Japan. Japan's education ministry says a record number of over 350,000 elementary and junior high school students missed school for very long periods of time in the academic year. One expert says the increase may be related to the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on them earlier in their lives. That doesn't sound like a appropriate reason. Appropriate reason? A valid reason? Valid reason. That's a better word choice, Jonesy. Way to go. Did you go to public school or what? Yeah, and I didn't miss school. I went. Now, a survey of the Ministry of Education shows 353,970 students across the country have been absent from school for 30 days or more. 30 days or more? That's really serious. I mean, I assumed everybody misses a few days, but 30 days or more? That's a lot of students missing a month of school. So it's just squeezing in a little month of vacation in there. I would have loved to have done that, but it would have been impossible. The schools here in the U.S. would never let you get away with that. They'd start calling your house and getting your parents involved in the situation, and then so much for your vacation. Before me, it was even worse. They used to have what's called truant officers. Have you ever heard of this? Truant officers? My mother told me about this. There'd be police officers just apparently patrolling neighborhoods around schools and looking for kids that weren't in school, and if they saw you playing, during school hours or whatever, they would nab you, and then they would force you to do 4 years of hard labor. No, I don't know what they would force you to do. I just assumed they would be like, where do you live? I'm taking you to your house. Or maybe they just drag you to the school. Yeah, those sound like frightening times. I'm glad I wasn't going to school back then. But perhaps Japan would like to take a page out of our book of truant officers back in the day. And I mean, there's no crime in Japan, basically. These police officers have nothing to do. They just sit around all day and smoke cigarettes. So get them on the case of the kids that aren't going to school. I mean, that's just my suggestion to solve your student absenteeism issue. And it's totally free, and I think it's brilliant. Now, historically, Japan is having an issue with these increases in absenteeism. This is the 12th straight year there's been an increase in student absenteeism. It says about 30% of the students said they did not feel motivated to lead a school life. Well, no one really wants to lead a school life. Only the nerds enjoyed school. It's just something you have to put up with and deal with. Motivated. Come on. School is just something you put up with. I mean, you shouldn't have to, you don't feel inspired to go to school. Oh, I just don't feel inspired to get up at the crack ass of dawn and hoof it all the way to school in the snow and put my nose in some books and be told not to speak to my friends. Oh, and I just love that crappy food they serve too. Oh, what a great time. What a great time school is. I'm so motivated for it. Okay, back to the stats. It says about a quarter of the students said their body rhythms failed to adapt to school time schedules. Yeah, none of us enjoy the school time schedules. Again, it's just something you force yourself to get through. Your body isn't going to adapt to it. It's something that you force your body to deal with as a result of this, dastardly schedule that was obviously made up from some evil schoolmaster back in the day. I mean, who decided that we go to school at 7 a.m. in the first place? No. Meanwhile, adults get to go to school at night school, right? That's for adults. Night school. That sounds way better than morning school. Now, it says another 24% of the students cited anxiety and depression as a reason for not going to school. Yeah, again, I mean, anxiety and depression doesn't get you off the hook for school responsibilities. Never has. I don't think it will. Life doesn't either. Life doesn't let you off the hook because of your depression and anxiety. It's still there. And it requires you to participate on some level. You can't just, hang up a sign in the window like you're a business. Like, oh, we're closed for business. We're closed for life right now. No, I'm so sorry. My goodness, these kids are so soft. It's just so ridiculous. I thought it was just happening in America, but it's happening all over the place. And we've been giving them trophies for doing nothing, and it doesn't seem to be working. I think we need a backup plan. Perhaps in the case of the Japanese students, we could give them some pills. I mean, that's what we've been doing with the American students, giving them pills. Pills seem to help a little bit. I don't like the idea of giving the kids pills, to be honest with you. I never took pills. I just raw dogged life. Still doing it. I'm still raw dogging life. And believe me, it's got a bitter taste. But nobody said it was going to be a cakewalk. No. There's a saying in China. It's like 11 times down, 12 times up. Such is life. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. And I think the sooner we get the younger generations to subscribe to that ethos, then the sooner they'll be able to just accept life for what it is and just push through, because there's no other choice, really. You have to push through, or you don't. You could just jump into a lake with your pockets full of bricks, I suppose. I don't recommend that either. Now we have a university of professor named Oguri Takahiro. He noted that activities at kindergartens and other facilities for children were restricted during the pandemic. He suggested that this may have impacted children's development and relationships with other people. Is it me, or are too many institutions attributing like strange social behavior now to the pandemic? I just find that like lazy thinking. I mean, bro, yeah, we were indoors for a year, right, with very little in-person social behavior. We still were connected to the internet. It wasn't like we were completely antisocial. I just think it's odd. So many people go, "Oh no, it's a result of the pandemic that this is happening." No, I don't think so. I mean, I think the first place you need to look is parenting. Have you researched recent parenting trends? I mean, the culture of letting parents off the hook for children's behavior is just out of control these days. All right, I need to stop. I'm sounding like that old man on the front porch.
These kids, these parents, what's wrong with society?
No, I'm so sorry. I need to just laugh about this and wipe my brow and go, phew, thank goodness I got a vasectomy.
Rinse takes your laundry and hand delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded. So you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
So did you hear about Dave?
Or even Tea Time You.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.
A German nurse gets life in prison after killing 10 patients in order to reduce the workload. I suppose that's what you call German efficiency. I'm working too much. I'll just start killing my patients. That'll reduce my workload. Wow. Okay. It says here a palliative care nurse in Germany has been sentenced to life in prison after he was convicted of the murder of 10 patients and the attempted murder of 27 other patients that were in his care. Prosecutors alleged that the nurse, who has not been named, injected his most elderly patients with painkillers or sedatives in an effort to ease his workload during shifts overnight. Wow, that's an odd solution to a problem. I mean, there's other ways to reduce your workload, bro. For instance, you could quit. You could quit your job. I know it sounds crazy, but you could just quit your job. It's a more desirable action than, I don't know, serial killing for most people. Yeah. And it comes with less jail time. None, actually. No jail time if you just quit your job. You could also, here's another choice. You could kill yourself. Yes, you kill yourself, and now no more patients. Huh? No more patients, no more job. No more hospital, no more bills to pay. There's a lot of perks to killing yourself. You know, taxes out the window. Taxes gone. Don't even have to cut your hair anymore. How about that? Or dye it. Yeah, you never have to hear Adele's music either, ever again. And wow, what a wonderful time that's got to be. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, didn't this nurse just ask a friend what to do first? It sounds like this nurse got this idea from what, an AI chatbot. I mean, that's how bad this idea is. I would love to not work so much during my shifts. I'm so tired. Yes, Dave, I understand you're very tired. One way to lessen your workload, Dave, is to murder your patients. I've done the math, Dave. If you murder 25% of your patients, that is 25% less work that you have to do during your shift. It might save you hours. And throughout the whole year, it'll save you weeks. All right, enough of that. Prosecutors told the court that the man showed irritation and a lack of empathy to patients who required a higher level of care and accused him of playing, quote, master of life and death. The court was told that the nurse injected patients with huge doses of morphine and midazolam, which is a type of sedative, in an effort to reduce his workload during night shifts. And when issuing the man's life sentence, the court said that the nurse's crimes carried a particular severity of guilt, which should bar him from early release after 15 years. Yeah, I mean, the man should never see the light of day, obviously. Then the question becomes, I mean, do you inject him? Yeah, I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm just posing the question. You know, you like to go a little injecty because you're tired? Maybe somebody ought to injecty you? It's maybe. Prosecutors also say that they're conducting more exhumations to identify further potential victims. So it might not just be 10. He might have killed more. Imagine murdering people because you want a longer smoke break. Just is unbelievable. And by the way, just a question. I mean, I've never been a caregiver at a hospital, but isn't there more paperwork involved if your patient dies while in your care? Isn't there like a buttload of paperwork, which is more work for you? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just trying to, reason things away from serial killing people. But I mean, in this instance, this is a special case. We're dealing with a psychopath, you know. I mean, imagine if I behaved this way, if my podcast work was too overwhelming. I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. 5 days a week in a closet. And rather than just stop doing my podcast, I just murdered all my listeners, right? I mean, isn't that like kind of a similar analogy? I mean, I probably overshot it a little bit of an exaggeration in there, but yeah, this is the kind of mental space I think we're dealing with. Now, my article here ends by saying this case bears a similarity to that of former nurse Niles Hogel, who was handed a life sentence in 2019 after being convicted of murdering 85 patients at 2 hospitals in northern Germany. The court found that Niles Hogel administered lethal doses of heart medication to people in his care between 1999 and 2005. He is believed to be the most prolific killer in Germany's modern history. Crazy. Oh, really? Germany's most prolific killer in modern history? I can think of another guy. A little bit more prolific than old Niles Hogel, the nurse.
When you walk into a Burlington, you're walking into amazing prices and great gifts. That's main character energy. Because at Burlington, the holiday savings aren't the only things turning heads. Discover quality finds and perfect presents for everyone on your list, even those who are hard to shop for. Toys and jewelry to new beauty brands and styles, these gifts go seamlessly from our stores to under your tree. Seriously, with these savings, why shop anywhere else?
Burlington deals, brands, wow.
Good afternoon, evening, morning, my loyal listeners. Thank you for spending some time with me once again on the Weird AF News podcast. We're trudging through the week. This is Thursday, the day I'm recording this one. Tomorrow is Friday, so it'll be only weird news from Florida. If you come across any strange news from Florida this week, please don't hesitate to email me a link to the article. Please. My email is funnyjones@gmail.com. You can also drop the link in my Instagram @funnyjones as well. I'll get that. Appreciate it. I got a really nice review on Apple Podcasts, also known as iTunes, and it's from a username Tiki Mouse, which is a really cool name, Tiki Mouse. I love tiki bars, by the way. Do you guys like tiki bars? I love strong drinks. Tiki Moose wrote the title, Hilarious Newscast, 5 stars. Oh, 5 stars from Tiki Moose. Tiki Moose very liberally slapping stars on my page here. Love it. 5 stars. Grateful. Here is the review in its entirety. I'll read it because it's wonderful. Jonesy is hilarious when he is reading a news clip from a foreign local and hits a difficult name. He trudges through it with many false starts and adds many more syllables than are actually there. This is comedy gold. Today he read about a California forest black bear breaking into a zoo to meet the caged bears. He did the voice of the bear asking the zoo bears about the amenities and food the caged bears are getting. I lost it when the forest bear couldn't pronounce the exotic names of the zoo bears. He should produce a cartoon of this. I was tearing up with laughter. Once he was riffing about how many employees Bath and Body Works should have per store. He figured 2, one to ring people up and one to walk around telling shoppers, "Don't eat that." And that's the end of the review. It does sound funny when you say it, Tiki Mouse. Yeah, I guess I have my moments, but I'm so grateful that Tiki Mouse appreciates them. I'm grateful that anybody appreciates this podcast, to be honest with you. I think it's rather crazy that I have so many listeners, upwards of 8,300 listeners per day. Yeah, not trying to throw my resume around, but that's when you know you're killing it. Anyways, that's a really lovely review. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Tiki Mouse. If you guys would like to help out the show and you don't have any money to support or buy me coffee, just write a review. It doesn't take long. And you can either be as colorful and expressive as the wonderful Tiki Mouse, or you can just give me 5 stars and move on. You don't even have to write anything. That all helps, especially on Spotify. It helps 5 stars. All right, enough of that. Thanks for the review. And if you guys want to support the show in other ways, go to weirdafnews.com. I have a website there, and on the front page, you can click on the Patreon banner down below or the Buy Me a Coffee banner, and you can buy me some caffeine or join the Patreon, which is a great way to support the show. You get extra Weird AF content if you join the Patreon, by the way. So you get a little extra bang for your buck, I think. All right, I'm going to let you go now, and we'll see you tomorrow for Florida Friday. Looking forward to it, and have a nice night.